In this video, we're going to be looking at the handheld cordless battery drill, which is one like this. Most of these drills have very much the same functions, so with some slight variations. But we'll start with, on this drill, at the chuck. The chuck, which is this component part here, the front of the drill, has an opening into which you put either screwdriver bits or straight shank drill bits. The screwdriver bits, if you can see, it's a six-sided shank, and the drill chuck has three jaws, which you can see opening in and out like that. Those three jaws grip the sides of this hexagonal shank here. So you must make sure that each jaw is sitting on a flat surface of the hexagonal shank. And the reason I mention this is that if while you're drilling or while you're using this screwdriver bit, the bit falls out, the chances are that the jaw is not sitting on a flat surface on the shank. So when you put it in, make sure that you tighten the chuck, and this is a keyless chuck. It requires just one simple turn, and you can hear the clicks. The clicks indicate that it's gripping the shank and it won't come out. So you must make sure that each jaw is sitting on a flat side of the shank of the screwdriver bit. So going back from the chuck, you have two collars. You have a clutch collar, which are these numbers here, from 1 up to 16. This is the clutch on the drill, and the clutch is the device inside the body of the drill which disconnects the power from the drill to the screwdriver bit. And the purpose of that is so that you don't drive screws in too deeply. So let me demonstrate that now. If I select the screwdriver setting on the second collar and speed 1 on the speed setting, which is this button here, this slider control here, this gives you control over how far you put a screw into timber. Now, in general, you want all the screws to be at the same level. If you're putting in a dozen screws into something, you don't want the screws to end up being at a different depth from the adjoining screws. So this clutch control, which is a numbered setting, this clutch control will allow you to control the depth that the screw goes into the timber, so they all end up going in the same depth. So let me just show you how this happens. So I've selected the number 8, which is on the center line there, number 8, that's the clutch setting number 8. And as you drive the screw in, the loud clicking noise at the end means that the screwdriver bit is no longer turning and it's stopped turning the screw. So if we use the same number clutch setting for all the screws that we're putting in, they should all theoretically end up at the same depth. So that explains the chuck, the clutch control, the screwdriver setting, which combined with the direction setting allows you to put screws in and take screws out. Now when you're putting screws into timber, you're constructing something, you must always put the screw in with the intention of being able to take the screw out. And that's why the clutch is very useful, because it prevents the screw being buried into the timber and disappearing, therefore making it very difficult to actually get the thing out. The other settings we have on this second collar behind the numbers, this one is a drill symbol which comes into play when you use twist drills like this. This is just for drilling holes in wood. So we assemble it in the same way. We introduce the drill into the chuck, and we give it that final 3 clicks, and that's secure now. So what you mustn't do is put the drill too far into the chuck. if you notice on this drill, there's a silver and a gold section on the shank of the drill. So you only need to put the silver part in, about 25 millimeters, to maintain the full length of the drill, because you might need to go deep with your drill. So don't put the drill bit right deep into the chuck. You'll lose that additional length. And using it on, when you're using a twist drill like this, or a spade bit like this, you want to have it on speed 2. So we use this slider control here to select speed 2. They're numbered, not very clearly, but they are numbered, so you have to look carefully for that. And drill in, and don't change direction to withdraw the drill. Keep drilling in the same direction, and it will bring the little wood chips out with it, so you've got a cleaner hole. So that explains the drill setting on this collar here. Drill setting, speed 2. Now, when you select the drill setting, the clutch is disengaged. The clutch no longer functions, because you don't want the clutch stopping the drill from turning while you're drilling a hole. That'd be inconvenient. The clutch is only there for the screw setting. The clutch doesn't work on the hammer setting either, and this is the third control we're going to look at. The hammer setting is for when you use a masonry drill. And for the best effect, I mean, I know you should drill slowly into masonry, but for the best effect, you're going to be using the speed 2 on a masonry setting. Otherwise, it'll take a lot longer to remove the masonry, the brickwork in the wall, to put your raw plug in. And so that explains the chuck, the clutch, the 3 settings: the drill setting, the screwdriver setting, and the hammer action setting for drilling into masonry. There's the speed setting, and there's also the direction setting, which is this button here on the side, which goes from left to right. So when you push it in on the right, when the drill's facing away from you, the drill turns clockwise and will drill into timber. When you press the button in reverse, you use this mainly for taking screws out, it turns the opposite way and goes anti-clockwise. There is also a middle setting, so there's left and right, there's a middle setting, so that when you're carrying the drill on your arm, or if it's in any other situation, in your toolbox for instance, it doesn't automatically activate and drill into something or cause some damage. So there are 3 settings: clockwise, anti-clockwise, and lock. So let's have a look at the battery. The battery is this component on the bottom here, which is removed by pressing the white tab and withdrawing. So that's an 18-volt battery, and on most batteries, except the cheaper models, on most batteries, you have a status indicator, which is this white button here, and if I press that indicator, you can see it tells me how much charge I got in the battery. So this one, being fully charged, has got 4 red bars. So the only other thing to say about this at the moment is that when you're storing your batteries, if you store these batteries outside in the winter, the cold will affect them. Equally, if you look at the instructions, it doesn't recommend that you store these in hot conditions either. So anything over 40 degrees centigrade will damage the battery. So look after your batteries, because these are really quite expensive to buy, to replace, and they'll serve you long and well. And see you in the next video.